Good morning, children of God. Good morning. So does it feel like fall to anybody besides me? Yeah. Just saying, it kind of felt that kind of fall-y kind of feeling for today. Really worked well. And then I had my come-uppance this week when I got this message. You do not exist to impress the world. You exist to live your life in a way that will make you happy. Ooh, that could change the dynamic, couldn't it? Very good. Have to think about that one a little bit. One of the things that I know for sure is that we have the opportunity to come together. Let's stand and sing in the silence. In this moment, peace is here. Love is here. Truth is here. In this moment, God is here. And we take a moment and acknowledge His presence moving in and through us in this moment. This day we choose to be open and receptive and responsive to His instruction and to His guidance. This day, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Amen. Now is the time in our service for the reading of the daily word. And the daily word is adjust. And it will be read to us.
We couldn't make this stuff up. No. We could not make this stuff up, I'm saying.
It's the Spirit of the Lord, friends, descending upon you or rising up from within you. And it's going to be read for us by Diane.
Morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, August 31st, and as I said, the word today is adjust. I align my attitude and actions with the truth of my being. Spiritual truth does not change, but I must sometimes change my thinking and my actions to align with it. In the same way that a child learns to crawl, then adjusts to walk and run, I continually adjust and adapt to the truth as I grow in understanding. The truth is that I am a divine being and my life is infused with the power and presence of God. As this awareness grows in me, I learn to trust it. Nothing can ever separate me from this presence. I am immersed in the flow of abundance, wholeness, wisdom, and peace. As I move through each day, I align my attitude and actions with my truth. I live the truth I know. From Matthew 18:3, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Thank you.
Adjust. Oh, Lord. Just remember when stuff happens like this, you asked for it. Now, we'll talk about what that means in a minute. Not just yet, though. I didn't ask for this, but you get it. What I did ask for is to remember who I am. That's what I did ask. I need to remember who I am. And the more often I express the truth of who I am, the better off I am in my world and my world around me. Let's take our statement of truth together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. As we prepare for prayer and meditation, let's breathe and join with Stephen, I believe. I believe. Lord, I trust. I have faith. I hold these words of truth as I gently and easily, effortlessly move to that place in consciousness that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where there is no doubt. The Father and I are one. It is that place within you where you can affirm your oneness, where you can be peace. And as I enter into this secret place, this inner closet, I close the door. I close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. I close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, I rest. And I listen. For in my prayers, I learn to ask. And here in the stillness, in the silence, answers come. This day, as I listen, gifts come to me, perhaps in the form of words, perhaps in the form of feelings, vibration of the music. Regardless of how it comes to you this day, know that it comes wrapped in love. And this day I choose to accept these gifts. I am grateful. This day I immerse myself in them. Each and every cell of my being re-energized, revitalized, renewed. I am whole and free. This day, I remember, I am a channel through which good flows into my world. This day, I open that channel. And that which has been freely given, I freely send through me, from me, into my world, into this place, into this room. And these gifts touch each and every one of God's children. In that moment, I am blessed. I keep that channel open. Having joined with other thought of like mind, these gifts move from this place into our community, wherever that may be, touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, I am blessed. I continue to be a blessing. The flow moves across our state, across our country. Touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, I am blessed. Around our world, moving in and through every circumstance, so that we can know, regardless of appearance, I am there. And where God is, love is. This day we see that love. We see peace. Regardless of appearance, we see harmony. And in that moment, in this moment, I am blessed. I continue to be a blessing. This flow continues throughout our universe, and remembering the truth of us, that we are never separate one from the other. we know that somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for in this moment. The gifts you have sent are gratefully and lovingly received. I am blessed. I am grateful, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle is complete and whole in this moment. I am blessed. I accept this blessing. I live it. I breathe it. I rest in it for one holy moment. And knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, I gently and easily bring my attention back to this place, to this now, to this when. And from my heart I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." And on to another adjustment. If you've been studying metaphysics more than about an hour and a half, At some point you come to a realization that what I really need is an advanced class. I got the idea. Metaphysics is the study of that which is more than the physical. We need an advanced class because I'm moving along pretty good. All in favor say aye. See, I knew. So what would an advanced class look like? You pretty well got the notion. There is only one power, one presence in the world and in my life, God the good. I got that. That's beyond the physical, yes. I can't see it, can't touch it, can't feel it. I pretty well have the idea of some of the lessons. Love one another even as I have loved you. I kind of got that. Ask, believing, and it shall be given you. I kind of got that. So that's the basics, yes? So what does the advanced class look like? Oh, you're going to hate this. I'm just telling you in advance. It's the Nike thing. Just do it. See, the advanced class is actually doing the work. You're in it, by the way. You're doing the work. You really are. But to advance is to do what? To move forward, yes? But it's to live this truth you know. To really live it. Not just talk about it, which we do a lot, and it's okay. But to live it. To feel it in every cell of your being. And I have to point out that's tougher. It's so much easier to just talk about it. But to actually do the work, to actually step out in the truth of who you are, fearlessly, knowing that you're protected. I ran across some documents. As you may know, I've been busy the last few weeks going through collections, 87 years worth, I thought, and discovered that it's not 87 years worth, because in addition to those things collected by my mom, she also saved a lot of things from my grandmother. And my great-grandmother. And Georgiana, Elmira, Davidson, Wetmore, Reese. My great-grandmother's mother. How do I know that? Because I have a document saved that says so. So anytime you hear about unto the generations, right? But what I've discovered is in this uncovering, if you will, in going through things, is that each and every place along the way I've been given nudges to not only understand who I am, but how to live who I am. How to step out in the truth of who I am. I ran across a document that for 2 years, 1 year when I was in country, and 1 year when my brother was in country, my grandmother, every day, read out loud the 91st Psalm. Every day. And guess what? It worked. How do I know? I'm here. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow. Right? Lord is my strength, my refuge, my shield, my buckler. Now, did I know she was doing that at the time? No. I found this out later, right? I ran across it. I remembered But it didn't really hit me again until I saw it again. Okay? That the answers to this advanced class in metaphysics is living the truth, in speaking the truth, in giving power to your words that not only protect you, but protect all, even when it doesn't look like it. Because there were guys that I worked with that didn't come home from Vietnam, right? And the same with my brother. Did the prayer work for them? Oh, absolutely. But in a different way. In a way I don't know yet. I just know this worked for me and reminded me that I need to step out every day on the truth of who I am and to live that truth. That's the next step. It's an in-progress thing, and there's no manual. How could there be one? You ever thought about it? What are we talking about? We're talking about metaphysics beyond the physical. I want to see the book. Please. How can it be written if it's beyond the physical? You'll get a treatment in your newsletter this month. Again, I ran across a document and I thought I needed to share it. The treatment was about specifically on the eyes. But as I read it, I said, this is important because we need to learn how to see, and it's not just with our eyes. We need to see this truth we live the same way we see the principle of mathematics when we add, subtract, and multiply. We need to see the principle how? With our consciousness, with our understanding, not with our eyes at all. That's the advanced class, is learning to see the truth of who you are, regardless of the appearance. Learn to see the world regardless of circumstance. And yet it's so easy to get trapped in it, isn't it? Anybody besides me watch the news this morning? Most of the time I don't watch the news. It just happens to be on after a program I like, so I just kind of stick around with it. And sometimes I get good information. Mostly I get information about where I need to focus my prayer work on me. Now that sounds a little strange perhaps, but you see, if there's conflict in your world, showing up in your world, where does conflict live? Feel free to go here. If there is disorder in my world showing up, where does this live? Oh, that would be me. So, I have some work to do. And then I start looking, all right, where do I need to be at peace? What thoughts are going on in my mind that are in conflict that I can bring to peaceful resolution? That's part of the advanced class too, realizing that it's right here. You get to be in charge of your thoughts and your things. You have dominion over them. So you need to get into the book on a regular basis, look at the words and think about them. You were given dominion over all the creatures. What does that mean? That means you have dominion over all your thoughts and feelings. You own them. They're yours. You get to do with them what you will. Oh, darn it, that means I have to do something with it. Wouldn't it be easier if I just said, Jim, you handle this, okay? Whew, that's done. No. Jim has his own pile. We all do, right? We all have our own list. It's our own stuff. Unto the generations. See, some of the things that I'm finding out, some of the documents that I'm reading from not only my mother, but from my grandmother and from my great-grandmother, talk about some of the challenges through which they lived and what changes in their life came about as a result of these things. And I looked at that and thought, you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same in so many ways. They stay the same as long as I hold the same thought. And we see it time and time again. I think one of my favorite stories of all time is about the young lady that brought a ham home and was getting ready to cook it and cut off about that much of it. She had a big oven. And her husband said, "Why are you cutting off 6, 7 inches of that ham?" He goes, "Well, that's how you cook ham." What? Well, that's how my mother always cooked ham. She cut off 6 or 7 inches, fit it in the pan, and it fit in the oven. Therefore, that's how you cook ham. Get a bigger pan, right? And it's those kind of things you say, but it made sense at the time. So I'll just keep doing it. See, and I look at, here again, I'm looking at notes and letters, conversations that made sense at the time, and I'm still holding those conversations as the truth, yeah? But it's the truth as I know it, so part of my study work is to remember that just because it occurred doesn't make it the truth for me. What's the truth for me today? The truth is I have a bigger oven. Don't cut any ham off. Get more pineapple. Yeah, no. Brown sugar. So you change as it shows up. But the problem is that so much of what goes on in our world is like water to a fish. We just don't even see it. Okay? It just is out there. And so it doesn't come to our attention. So part of the opportunity is when something comes to your attention, then make it yours and decide what you're going to do next. So when I listen to turmoil here, disaster there, whatever, I don't buy into that as the truth. I buy into it as an experience. I don't deny. And that's one of the challenges that we face as new thoughters, if you will. And I've heard this before. Oh, you guys are just so Pollyannish. It's only about the good stuff. Oh, no, the bad stuff exists. How? Because I brought it into the world. Nah, 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 nah. Right? It's just our collective consciousness. It's okay. But I don't deny that it occurred or deny that it is occurring. What I deny that it has any power. That's the advanced class. It doesn't have any power. It just is. Now, what I think about it and do about it, and the changes that I make in my thinking, then will change the outcome. It's that simple and that difficult at the same time. And notice nowhere in this have I mentioned the word blame or fault. It is not my fault that this occurred in my world. It just occurred. I am not to blame for the starving children in China, no matter how many peas I'm required to eat. Eat all your vegetables. They're starving children in China. Right? Guess what? They won't eat them either. I never said that out loud. But I got to tell you, I thought it a lot. But when it shows up, what is that notion about the starving children? I'm living in lack and limitation in that moment, aren't I? No, and notice this is coming from people who love me. See? Stuff that shows up in your world doesn't have to come in from bad people. A lot of it will come from the people who love you a lot. And you're in good company. Think about what the disciples were going through when Jesus said, "We're on our way to Jerusalem." What? Well, we're going to Jerusalem, city of peace. You're going to do what? We're going to Jerusalem. They're going to kill you. They've said they're going to kill you. Yeah, I know. But we're going anyway. What? See, because he had already come to the point where he was looking beyond what the appearances were. He already knew that he had to live this inner oneness because there was a message that needed to be brought out. It was his turn. He'd already asked that question in a very human way. If you'd rather somebody else do this, I'm cool with it. Now, he didn't use those words, but if he were here today, that's what he said, yes? It's okay with me, Father. Have somebody else do this gig. No, I love you so much, this is what I need you to do. I need you to get this idea through. It's been presented before, but it hasn't really started to sink in yet. And I need you to really cement this notion that life is eternal, that death is only an appearance. Now, will it change form? Yes. But I don't need to fear it. So that's part of your message. So go do that, okay? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Well, okay. And he went. And so the idea, 2,000 years later, we're still really getting clear on the idea. The advanced class, if you will, in metaphysics, living the idea of life eternal, living the idea that it comes from within, that you are one with God, that there is no separation. It's not like the old days where when you picked up your telephone, it was a party line. There's even some of you might remember that. I know that in about 10 years from now, if I make that same statement, most people will go, huh? Right? Because things have changed. But I don't need to reroute is what it comes down to. I get a straightaway connection. One that has always been there for me, but I didn't understand it. And gave it this treatment. Oh yeah. Oh, I know that treatment. That would be hymn number, no. And adjust. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Right? Because what you need is going to show up. Now, sometimes you can't figure it out too quick. I'm still trying to figure out why I needed to hear that. Oh, I know why. So that I can get that fixed, so I can put the sign up that says, by the way, is your cell phone turned off? It's just a change. It's okay. The point is, things are going to happen in your world, right? And you can get all crazy about it. And don't go there. I don't need to go there. I've been there, but I don't need to go there. See, now I just recognize it for what it is. It's okay. Right? I'll be where I need to be. I'll get back to my story in a second. Right? It's okay. And that's the advanced class. It's okay. Everything that shows up in your life, everything that shows up in your life is an opportunity for you to heal the world if you're up to it. And you are. How do I know? Because you're here. Because you're breathing. Because you are one of God's children. It's part of your job. Whether you realize it or not. Or whether you do it or not. From the actual thinking about it. Think about this. Your presence makes a huge impact on your world with every step you take. You impact and change your world with every step you take. Those are the things you can see. You change your world with every thought that you shift from what is not true to what is. To every thought that you hold that is contrary to the truth of who you are. And a lot of times we just need to repeat ourselves a whole lot until we believe it. So that when we can say these words to ourselves, we can say them to others easily. It's easy for me to say, to look at you eyeball to eyeball and say, I love you. To look eyeball to eyeball and say, I bless you. That's easy. The tougher one is what I'm going to ask you to do right now. Breathe. Form a mental picture. The mental picture is you as you are. To that picture, to that one, say, I love you. Together? I love you. I bless you. Together? I bless you. When you can love, when you can bless, you can appreciate. I appreciate you. Together? I appreciate you. Breathe. Now, advanced metaphysics. In this moment, I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. Breathe. You just changed your world. And for that, I am grateful.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.